We are fucking in there. We're in here.
Minnesota already stopped them?
Minnesota, I guess.
What the fuck?
Wow, this is a crazy game.
That was like 2 seconds.
Welcome back to the mid-frosted, friggy, frost on the nuts sack. More than frost.
Snowy Sunday.
It's a snowy. Sip 'em slow.
It's a snowy Sunday.
Sip 'em slow, but it tastes so good, so who knows. The redoubtable one, Thomas J. Like Ronald J. IDD. Those, I don't disagree, and I don't think we're going to disagree on this tonight. There might be one thing. Who fucked it up worse?
Interception.
Oh.
Goff just tried to throw deep from the end zone and got picked.
Jared Goff is having a very un-Jared Goff-like
wow.
night. So after the Lions D, which, by the way, talk about nutting up. So far, they've stopped Minnesota on 4th down twice from inside the 5-yard line. Okay.
They did that twice?
That twice. Once in the first half, and then one we just saw.
Oh, wow. That's tough if you're Minnesota.
That's onions, and that's Detroit nutting up.
If you're Minnesota, you got to be looking back going, damn, if we had kicked 2 field goals, we'd be ahead right now.
Yes, you would be, and they were chip shots. But
yeah, but that's a tough decision.
It is, and they have a high-powered offense, and I get why they're doing it, but this Detroit's D is banged up.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it's a sip 'em slow, frosty, snowy. Our first, when was the time we had snow?
Snow-covered Sunday.
It's a snow-covered Sunday. It's a legitimately, but when it's over, we're talking 10 to 12 inches of the white shroud, and school.
Not here, though.
Here. It's supposed to snow all night.
I thought we were getting 3.
Nope. You already got 3. Yeah, you do. So anyway, the thing is this. Look, it's cold, but not as cold.
It's a beautiful night.
Not as cold as, dare I say, Foxborough, Massachusetts, or Orchard Park, New York. I don't know which sack is frigider, but they are both below 0 right now, and dropping.
Yeah,
dropping. I don't know who fucked up worse today, the Giants or the Patriots, but we're going to discuss.
Well, today, the Patriots.
Yeah.
Last week, the Giants.
Well, then today's what matters because it's over now, and it can't be undone.
But I'm saying, last week, the Giants, if they had lost 2 games in a row, had the first pick.
And we're going to leave with the Patriots because they fucked up more. There you go. That answered my question. Today mattered.
I know, but honestly, I feel like the Giants' fuck up was bigger because the Giants were the first team to have the first pick in their destiny. They held their destiny in their hands.
So were the Patriots.
No. The Patriots were the second team. Once the Giants shat on themselves, the Patriots lofted to the first.
Yeah, and then we just shatted ours.
Right. But we had the opportunity before you, and we shitted, so we're worse.
I don't think so. We're worse because we watched.
And you have a quarterback.
Because we watched you do it. That's true. And said, "Hold my beer."
Well, and then we watched what y'all did last week and said, "Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe we should lose."
No, there was a double shitting going on there because that other team was the Colts that were also shitting themselves.
They played horribly.
So it was a double shitting. If we're being honest here.
That's true. And the Bills didn't shit themselves. They just played their third stringers. Or whatever
they weren't trying to win. They didn't give a shit. They were smart.
So now you're the Patriots at number 4.
No,
you fired Mayo before he got out of the stadium.
Which, all right. Now here's the thing.
Gronk didn't like it.
Here's the thing about this. Rumor has it that Schefter, Adam Schefter, who is kind of the guru on ESPN this morning on Countdown, had said that based on everything he was hearing out of Foxborough, all signs pointed to the end of Gerard Mayo. So now here's the thing. If that's true, how did it get out? Because if the Crafts let that out, this is on them. Because they fucked themselves. Because they did that and not even thinking how Mayo would react.
Yeah.
Or not caring, but never dreaming in their life they were going to win the game. So,
it's happened before, though.
I know. The question is, how did that info get out if it's accurate? Because here's the thing about this. I mean, it looked just as convincing that within an hour of this loss, they fired him. They went down there and fired him. He didn't leave the stadium unemployed. They didn't sleep on it. That was it. To me, that was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
Well, so Schefter had it right.
I don't know.
Basically.
If they had lost, I don't know if they fire him. I think they think about it. I think because he won that game, that was a no-brainer. I think they were on the fence. I think this is what put them over the edge.
Yeah, but if they were already leaning that way,
here's what
They wanted him out of there.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Mike Vrabel just got one over on the Patriots because he leveraged them into this decision. Okay? So Mike Vrabel went...
Vrabel leveraged it?
Yeah, he did, because here's the problem with the Jets. The Jets don't have a quarterback. And while they might get one, he doesn't know. The Patriots have a quarterback. There were 3 things on his list that were musts. And number 1 was you had to have a quarterback. So the Patriots do.
Well, because Mike Vrabel's already done a stint with no quarterback. You know?
I totally get it.
He
He's
had,
not wrong.
He had a good Tennessee team for all that time. And
Brian Tannehill.
Right, and he actually
was never...
And Tannehill played decent for them.
Well, they had Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown.
But I credit that offensive staff because they figured out a way to win games with that guy.
I mean, Vrabel...
So I feel...
Vrabel got to that team to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And then they started trading pieces away against Vrabel's wishes.
Oh my God, he almost threw a pick for no reason.
And I don't blame Vrabel, because Vrabel did not want to see Derrick Henry go, and he did not want to see A.J. Brown go. And that both of those decisions went against his wishes.
Who are you throwing to, Duck Darnold?
And Vrabel is not going to be the scapegoat in Tennessee's demented play. So he just fought his way out of there because, like, you know what, you did this. I didn't want these. He didn't even hide from it. He expressed it publicly. They never even consulted me. Why would we do this? So,
Like when they got rid of Hopkins?
First, it was Henry that they let go, and then it was Evans.
I thought it was DeAndre Hopkins. No, A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown, I mean. A.J. Brown.
That was terrible.
Yeah, that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
What was that all?
I don't know, Mike Vrabel was in the draft
offenses.
room when that happened, because it happened in the draft weekend. And the camera goes right to Vrabel, and he looked like he'd been hit in the stomach with a bat.
Really? I never seen that.
Yeah, I didn't see it. They talked about it this morning on Countdown. And so that was the big thing with Vrabel, was that he and the GM. So that's where but I think the thing is, the Crafts and Vrabel have a great relationship. They do. When he came back for the Hall of Fame ceremony last year, when the Pats put him in their Hall of Fame, he was like tears. He felt like he never left, and he was traded out of here by Belichick prematurely, I might add, in 2008. But
Vrabel was a damn good linebacker too, right?
His last full year with the Patriots, he had 12 and a half sacks, and that was with a look at that. That's one of the all-time great linebackers.
Was he with Bruschi in that?
Vrabel, Bruschi, Ted Johnson, Roosevelt Colvin, and Willie McGinnis.
Willie McGinnis.
That's as good a 5 linebacker core as you will ever find.
Willie
in the history
McGinnis
of that
is long
league.
as fuck.
He holds the NFL playoff sack record.
Really?
Willie McGinnis has
one game or just
the whole playoffs career. He has the most sacks in the history of the NFL playoffs for one player.
That's a good line.
It's like 26 sacks he has. He played in 5 Super Bowls and won 3. So
dude, Minnesota cannot get in the end zone.
No, this Detroit defense has been unbelievable. Anyway, but okay, yeah. So they both fucked up. The Patriots really bent over today. What did it for me with Mayo, because I was on the fence about this. Well, the thing was, I wasn't on the fence until the LA game against the Chargers.
Why did that upset you so much? Because
it was
you want them to lose the game.
It's not that, but they didn't even make an effort. Like, you can make an effort and still lose.
Okay, so what if it went down like this? And this is a complete hypothetical. Mm-hmm. What if they go to Mayo and say, we need you to lose this game? Right? You need to lose the next 2 games. And he talks to the team, and everybody just plays like dog shit to lose. And then they come back and go, you didn't have these guys prepared. Get the fuck out. And he goes, what? All right, fuck. I'll win.
I don't know what happened.
I know that. I mean, that's kind of crazy.
That everything's possible. I don't know what happened. I just know.
But imagine if that happened, that'd be fucked up.
I just know that Vrabel's movements over the past 3-4 days have had something to do because that was probably. I'm saying that's probably what pushed them over the edge. They thought that they might lose him and lose him to the Jets. Yeah. I'm saying 2 things can be true.
So regardless of what they really thought about Mayo, they definitely thought Vrabel was better than him.
Well,
right?
the Charger game, I think, is where the Krause went, what the fuck? And they were talking about Jonathan Kraft. So someone said after the San Diego game that and again, I don't know who sent it, but Jonathan Kraft was livid with that performance. He was like, look, I can live with losing. I can't live with no effort. That was the quote.
They weren't trying?
He thought the team quit. He thought the team didn't even show up.
I mean, if you look at the talent on those 2
because the Chargers are not that much more talented than
yes,
them.
they are.
No, they're not.
Dude, the Chargers have a really strong team.
The Chargers lost 7 games this year.
They what?
They lost lost 7 games.
Dude, I think that's a pretty damn good team.
I didn't say it wasn't a good team. I'm saying it's not the 5 teams that I read off to you earlier today.
Right, but you guys are literally the worst team in the league.
Look, 33 to 20, 30-17.
Yeah.
23 to 10, or 8, whatever. Fine, I can live with that. 40 to 7.
Yeah, but sometimes you find yourself in that position. You're screaming for the lube, and nobody's coming.
40
I mean,
to 7.
you know, sometimes it just kind of snowballs on you.
There should have been plenty of lube. Half the stadium was empty.
Yeah, but they couldn't get up.
You didn't get what I said. Usually, all the fans are getting bent over in that stadium lately, but half of them didn't show up today. So there's plenty of extra lube. That's terrible. I'm sorry.
How could you?
But it's kind of true, though. I'm just saying. Where's the one? I gotta light my. He's enjoying his stove.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here. We were
goes great with the
we were
coffee.
going to dub this Cryin the coffee segment.
Crying the cocoa.
Crying the cocoa, but it's coffee.
Crying in my coffee. It's going to be called Crying in My Coffee.
And we'll get back to the page, but he should vent. The Giants today. I mean, good God.
It's too little, too late. Oh, you did such a great job tanking this game. We should be thanking you. No, you should have tanked two weeks in a row. We should have the first pick in the draft, and we could be making a real decision about our future. Do we want one of these quarterbacks, or do we want to trade this for a haul of picks and really start to rebuild?
The Patriots never deserve the opportunity to blow it worse.
So we go out there and we build culture on week 17. We build culture and we beat the Colts.
Very culture building.
Who I'm surprised they're bringing that coach back, even though I like what he's done there. That was a shitting.
Very culture building.
That was a shitting.
The Colts are. They're a frequent customer in the Depends aisle. Okay, you go to the supermarket, you go by that aisle, you always see the Colts. You always see somebody in there.
A lot of baby wipes.
Works for the Colts. Okay, and they're buying in bulk.
They're in absolute Costco mode. Costco mode.
I'm sorry.
All right,
yeah,
so
terrible. They're buying in bulk. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just the Giants season. What a historically shitty season. In your 100th year as a franchise, where you're starting hashtags, hashtags Giants football or whatever the fuck it is, hashtags Giants 100, and then you go out there and have one of the all-time shit seasons in the franchise in the 100th year. Maybe it's fitting. I don't know. 100 years in, we could still find a way to shit ourselves.
That's a century. That's a century of 100th bum blasting.
That's a century's worth of dung.
Yeah,
dung in your pants. So here's my thing. Like now, all we heard up into this game was, if anybody's getting fired, it's going to be Dable. Apparently, because John Mara thinks that changing GMs sets a franchise back further, or staying with one that isn't making the right moves. When you get 3 full seasons to try to grow and progress, and you don't do it, look, it doesn't mean you suck forever, but I mean, come on. You got to get, I understand you know things didn't go well with Daniel Jones. You had injuries, but every time something happened to the Giants, they fell apart. Lack of depth, lack of leadership, all of the above went into it.
It's everything that a professional team requires.
Yeah, no, seriously. You're
not wrong.
The personnel wasn't there to really fill that team out. The leadership wasn't there to truly give these guys a direction to go in. Yeah. And now 3 years later, we're going to run it back with these dudes? What the? And now you might not get a QB at the top. No. So they get a couple more years to find. What are we waiting for? Are we going to keep them until they get a year with Archie Manning?
I don't know.
I mean, give me a break. I don't know how these guys change what's been done over the last. I don't see how they can.
See, I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there.
With the Pats, you mean?
I'm not where you are yet, but I'm.
Yeah, well, because you guys have 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be there yet. You could be angry about this season.
Look,
But it's 1 year for him.
The problem with the Gerard Mayo thing to me, it's not that he didn't do a good job. The problem was he was a first-year head coach, and everybody before a snap was taken said he's going to make mistakes. Well, if everyone knew that, why are we bitching about it when it happens?
Right.
That's one. Number two, they had, if not the worst roster in the NFL, the second worst roster.
top
One or
three.
whatever it is.
Bottom three.
So really, what were you expecting? Oh, and you're starting a rookie QB. What really? What did you? I said 3 wins if they were lucky. They got 4. I mean,
so they were more than lucky.
yeah. Oh, and that to
How
me
many,
wasn't
how many
about.
close games did they lose?
And that wasn't me. Based on what Mayo was going to fuck up. That's just based on their talent.
Right.
They'd be lucky to get.
Based on the
Yeah,
circumstances.
I don't care who the coach is. So
Did they lose many? Did they lose many close like bedwettings?
They lost 7 games by 1 score or less.
Okay. With that roster,
So I'm saying, I don't know that. Look,
not saying he did a great job. I don't really know the job.
I don't know that what he did was fireable.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Now,
I completely agree.
Now here's where I went from that to defense was the Charger game because they just didn't look like they had any fight at all. Now again, to his point, who knows why that happened?
Yeah.
But
Was
I
he
just-
in tank mode? Was he told to be in tank
I mean, he wasn't happy with it. He called them out. He's like, look, losing is, but you got to play. I mean, if we don't fight hard, we have no shot.
Yeah.
So everybody saw that, by the way. So were we all seeing the same thing and we're all nuts, including your own head coach? So, but the thing is, if they let this leak somehow, because again, Shefty reported it, if Mayo found out about this before kickoff and said, fuck you, and went for it, I mean, that's beyond.
Well, you can't blame him then.
No, I can't. Because I would have done the same thing.
But that's
I'd
why
have done the same
that's why it just seems so
fucking
weird to
thing.
me, right? Because if he's gonna stay, that means him and the general manager and the owner are in lockstep. They all know you're tanking this game,
Dude,
and you tank it.
Dude, what if he gave the pregame speech?
And said they fired me.
You know that speech?
What, they fired me? Let's go fuck them.
They're canning all of us tomorrow. So you know what? Fuck them. Fuck them.
We're not giving them a good pick next year.
Fuck them.
Fuck that.
We're about to bend them over.
Hey, Milrow. Hey, Milrow.
And
Is your arm warm? Is your arm warm, Joe?
This was that. It was the Newt Rodney speech. Win one for the Gipper. It was that shit. Because that team came out today and played like they were like, fuck you. Fuck you. Go ahead, fire him. Fuck you.
I mean, they were also playing against the Buffalo practice squad.
I know. I know. The Patriots stink. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that. I think that's why they gave their best effort. That could be why.
It could be.
It could very
That
well
is
be.
when you think about it from every angle, that seems like a very logical.
That's probably the most
that's the
probable
most
one.
probable one.
Because look at how they fucking play, all of them.
Because of how it happened.
Yeah, they played like they were like someone was dying. Someone was going to die if they lost this game. That's how they play.
Yeah, because I have to believe if everything was good up until that point, then he would have been in lockstep with the GM, and they all would have known.
Yeah.
We're losing this at all costs. We're losing this
Yep.
game. It must have been a fucking situation, a fucking fuck you situation.
I'm saying.
God,
I don't
I
know.
want more coffee so bad.
We'll take a break for segment 2 in a minute. But
Dude, what do you think?
Oh, it's wonderful.
It's. I mean,
Which one is this one called?
this is the Java Latte,
The Java Latte, America. The Java Latte. Succulent.
the Drew Estate Java flavored cigar. Look,
What's the coffee? And
some of you
beverages?
connoisseurs out there
The
might like,
succulence of this is just off the charts.
you might like your Cubans, your Nicaraguans. I just need some flavor in my cigar.
Sure.
Not everybody's going to agree with that. They're more, they're more
They're more snobby.
OG, OG.
How dare you
More purists,
describe
more purists.
A Kansas State in such a way.
Well, like some people I feel like may look down on a flavored cigar. Where I'm like, God, it's such a beautiful thing. Like, I know it's artificial,
Look,
but oh well.
I don't know anything more about cigars than my dead grandmother. Okay? But
A little morbid, but okay.
if
I mean, how do you know she wasn't a Cuban hog?
If you're pissed off at somebody about this, you need to get a life.
About what? Oh, about
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying pissed off.
No, I'm saying if they're like, what is he doing?
No,
like,
I'm just saying like some people will be like, what are you smoking, Philly blunts? Get out of here, chump.
I'm talking about those people. Yeah, if they're you need.
But
to
those people really don't exist, do they?
Yeah, they do. I've met a few. I guess so. They are real. And the thing is, you're always stunned when you meet one because you can't believe they're real because it's too outrageous.
What was that loud noise?
That was my wife sneezing.
Oh damn! I was like, isn't Mia gone? I thought somebody was dying in
I'm
there.
sorry, Beck. It's not my fault. It's on the recording. The whole world's gonna hear you sneeze.
I thought somebody may have been murdered inside.
But you're not helping right now.
Well, no,
you're not seeing the torpedo in the water, are you?
So here's why I thought that, because like I was like, all right, I only thought Mia could make that kind of noise, but she's not here. So I instantly said, oh my God, Becky's hurt.
He doesn't even understand.
Becky's absolutely hurt. Murdered. Well,
Beck,
bless you. Hey, Beck, bless you.
Beck, you heard that was all him.
Can I say
him?
No.
He said all nice.
Beck, we heard you sneeze. Bless you.
Yeah.
Okay? That's all I wanted to say was bless you.
Yeah, but somewhere in between that and the rant you went on,
I stuck my foot in my mouth.
Mm.
Oh man, Detroit. Oh, Gibbs, right up the gut.
Welcome back, segment 2. We have a Donnie in the Brook Quiz. Why not? Where are we tonight? Where'd the day go by?
Goff hit Gibbs right over the top.
Day go by. Cigars. Somebody, you know what we do? We gotta get some more of the Baileys and the coffee. So we're back 7-2 card. The five. We'll stick with you through this game, and we will also talk
basketball.
Basketball.
Dude, you know what we haven't done? Best moments from 2024.
Would you rather? I'd rather do that than talk about.
Me
basketball.
too.
Yeah, because I'm just too.
Fuck basketball.
Fuck
right
the
now.
Celtics in their 9
Fuck you both.
46.
Give me some goddamn
It's like the Celtics, like, oh, you never bad enough day?
Dude, and like, here's the thing about the Knicks, and here's the thing about,
what is
you know,
terrible. The Waves, save it.
I know, but I just want to get something off my chest. Because we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about our favorite moments from 2024.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Go ahead.
So, I'm always defending Tibbs against these softies who say load management, right?
Which is a load of something.
Right. I'm always defending Tibbs for that.
Oh, it's a load, all right, but it was something else.
Because I hear the type of attitudes that the guys on the Knicks have. They want to play all the time.
Dense.
Okay? They want to play all the time.
It's soft.
But when I look at back-to-back nights
And steamy.
that just happened this week, okay, you go to OKC, you're absolutely slapping around the Thunder for 2.5 quarters.
Call 3.
Almost 3.
I think it was 3.
I mean,
I think 3.
and then
Just solid.
in the fourth quarter, you look dead to rights, just all energy gone. Also, the refs didn't call a single foul on OKC in the fourth quarter, which, if you've ever seen OKC play defense, they foul on every goddamn play.
Some fouling motherfuckers.
They're physical as shit. But, like, to not call a single foul on them in the fourth quarter is bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't think that made the difference in the game. That also just pissed me off. The Knicks ran out of gas. Every starter played 40 minutes or more. And then the very next night, they played Chicago. And, again, we were ahead of Chicago for most of the game. I can't remember how long. For a quarter and a half or 2.5, but it might have been 2.5. End of third quarter through fourth quarter, they absolutely bum blasted us because we're out of gas again. And it's like, when you know you're playing back-to-backs, why do the first game 40 minutes for every starter? How about 35 minutes? You increase the bench's minutes.
Yeah, well, this is why you have to have a bench. Because over the course of 82 games, this becomes a problem. Okay? So
Right.
He's 100% right. So,
And it's like, if they could have done that, I feel like you never lose to Chicago. You're probably going to lose to the Thunder either way because they're deeper and better.
yeah, at home.
But
you're on their turf.
Right. But if you play them tough, okay, you feel good leaving that game, and then you go beat Chicago in Chicago.
You're fine.
But you do it this way, everybody's tired. Karl Anthony Towns was in the end of this game against the Bulls. We're down 13-15 with a minute left, and he hurts his knee. Why? First of all, he should have been out of this game well before then. Like, dude, Karl Anthony, and they're still fast breaking because these guys, if they're in the game, they're going to play.
Yeah.
Josh Hart's throwing fast break. I'm like, dude, you're down 15 with 40 seconds left. Why are you throwing a baseball pass to Karl Anthony Towns in traffic? Just dribble the ball out. The game's over.
Valid point.
So, but that's the thing. Thibodeau has to save these guys from themselves. They want to play all the time. But you have to be smart about this, man.
You do.
And personnel-wise, we have to get deeper. We got to make some trades.
Look, I'd rather lose that way than the way the Celtics are losing right now. Because honestly, I'm sick and tired of this.
I agree with
It
that.
happened again today because they were playing the same team and they were actually getting calls. Celtics went to the foul line 24 times, hit 21 out of 24. That's great. That's about the only thing they did right though, because they negated that with another fucking blistering. Hey, let's build a new sports arena fucking complex, and went a fucking sizzling cold 9 for 46. 9 for fucking 46. They took 85 shots, boys and girls. 46 of them were threes. That means once again they took more threes than twos. You have to be shitting me. A team with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown on it should never take more threes than twos. If you don't understand what I mean by that, you don't know anything about basketball. That's all I'm going to say. Figure it out. I just dropped one. And if you think about it, it's fucking 100% correct. There's no fucking way when you got two guys like
Well,
that.
dude, I would say
That you should
98%,
shoot more
98% of teams, maybe 99% of teams, should shoot more twos than threes.
The thing is, the Celtics are the only one that's averaging what they're averaging. No one's near them. The next team is like 10 or 11 back per game on average.
What do you mean?
The Celtics are averaging 54 3-point attempts a game. The next
It's
closest
insane.
team is like 41.
Yeah.
Okay, or like whatever.
Well, like, what was the Warriors when
They were never like this.
They were never this high, and they had better
And
shooters.
they had better shooters.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even a team like the Warriors shouldn't shoot more threes than twos.
But I would argue the Celtics have better slashers because they do.
And means more twos.
Yeah, it means more twos.
More twos.
Tatum and Brown, when they decide to go to, you can't stop them. And they should live at the foul line. Okay? If they're going to take 46 threes and hit 9, no. Not acceptable. Okay?
You literally just
Again,
missed
it's like,
37 shots.
How many in a row do you think they missed at one point?
Dude.
Because here, when does the gong go off and go, all right, it's not falling right now? When does that happen?
Exactly. And
Does it
But
happen?
the other thing is, it really blows your mind when you break down the fact that, okay, they missed 37 threes. Okay? Imagine if 20 of those were twos.
Same.
You think you're probably going to shoot 52 to 53% on twos. So you're going to make 12 shots, score 24 points, maybe more because you might get fouled.
Mm-hmm. Especially if it's Tatum and Brown.
And you're going to miss 20 less threes. I mean, it's insane.
No one's going to tell me. I don't give a shit what analytical fucking garbage you want to put in my face. That a 3-point shot is a better percentage shot than a 2-point shot.
Ever.
There's no. Nope. Okay?
Especially a layup.
You
Sure. Sometimes
By
it's
the
a
way,
similar percentage on a deep jumper.
You only have that scenario if you're down 3, where you have to shoot a 3. You have no choice.
Or down by big and you got to come back.
Yeah. If you're in like 2 minutes and you have
Right,
that's,
you gotta come
that's
back,
the only scenario where you could say that to me. But that's the end of a game.
Yeah.
Or the end of a half. That's not the rest of the fucking game.
Yeah.
Okay? In the NBA, we're talking about 4 minutes out of 48. You can't justify that to me.
There's that guy Anzalone I was telling you.
Anzalone.
He's starting. He's back.
He's like Fabio.
Look at him covering
He's like
Hawkinson.
Fabio, dude. He's
Look at him covering
I know he's
Hawkinson.
a beast. Look right there. Get the fuck off me, man. Yeah.
There might have been some contact there.
He looks like one of those Nebraska farm boy linebackers from back in the day.
Iowa State.
Yeah, Big 12 dudes, those big fucking farm guys.
What do they call them? Corn-fed.
They've been working on the farm since they were 5.
Remember Big Country?
Mm-hmm.
Played for the fucking... Oh, God. Remember when the Grizzlies were in Vancouver? That was interesting.
I know.
That was so weird.
I know. But it was cool.
It was kind of
cool about it, I thought. But Vancouver's a gorgeous
Dude,
city.
wouldn't that be cool, like, if you flew to watch your team play, like, it'd be cool to go to Toronto or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
It's Vancouver, yes.
yeah, because, like, when do you ever go there?
No, when you
Oh,
get
man,
to
he shanked it.
It's better when they're in a big city, big time city.
Dude, Herm
Like,
Edwards going to come down to the kickers. Guy
Herm?
missed the kick.
Herm knows his shit. All right, we're going to talk about
Play to
Herm
win the
more.
game.
Segment 3 coming. Segment 3.
He's ready to get this over with. All right, last segment coming up.
Segment 2 coming right. Not the last one. We'll figure it out. Come on.
Dude, the only reason I want to keep going because these cigars. Jeez.